Welcome to the Envahement Company Music Podcast with your hosts KP and Ashton Thomas. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
What's happening, good people?
Hey, everybody.
I'm Ashton.
And I'm KP.
And you are watching the Envahement Company Music Podcast, the show made by music enthusiasts.
For music enthusiasts.
Y'all know what it is. And as you guys see, we actually have another special guest with us, man. We've been on such a roller coaster of highs, I should say, with all the special guests that have been coming and wanting to be interviewed on this platform. And, you know, we are delighted. We are blessed. We are very humble about it, too. So, this is cool. And this is extra special because this is a guy that I've known for at least going on 20 years. I met him, of all places, down in Atlanta, Georgia, while he was in. Yeah. All right. So y'all give a warm and vehement welcome to the one, the only, Mr. Jayshawn Champion.
How you say in vehement?
Yes, in vehement. Yes, sir.
Okay. My
Gotcha.
first question is for you all. What does that mean?
Well, I think, vehement, that's like passionate or with a lot of, bridal exuberance and all that. So they very, very passionately do something. Like we're music enthusiasts, so we're very passionate to just not just play or sing music, but to even talk about it. We're just as passionate. So yeah, that's what that means. So in vehement company. So all right. So we could talk about your beginning, your roots in music, coming from, just a great family of singers and musicians and writers and all the above. Like, we can pass it on to you.
So I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, of course, and I come from a long line of singers in my family, both sides actually. The Champion family is more known in the city, but my grandfather was a quartet head. He was not a quartet head. He was part of one of the coldest quartet groups in Cleveland. His name was Andrew Big Smitty Smith. He sang with the Golden Harmonizers. That's my mother's father. And then my father's father was also a quartet guy. And my father was actually an icon in this city, a gospel icon. People still talk about my father to this day and how he impacted their life in some type of way. There was about 3,000 when he died. My father died in 1992. It was about 3,000 people at his funeral. It was a sight to see. And my family, of course, his mother, my father's mother, and she had 4 sisters, and they were the Sims girls. They would go around Cleveland and sing. My God rest her soul, my auntie B just passed, my grandmother's sister, and she directed Morning Star Baptist Church's choir and our family choir, man. So it's deep, man. As you know, my older brother used to be in a group called Men at Large.
Yes, sir.
That was discovered by the late great Gerald Levert.
Yes.
And so my musical roots go deep. I started off in church, of course, playing drums at 4 years old, and around 10. I was always singing soprano in the choir, in the sanctuary choir, the real choir with the grown-ups. I was singing soprano at 7, 8 years old. But then around 1990, I turned 10 years old, and Guy had come out with Let's Chill. And I sang it, and my ears told me then, oh, you could sing when I was a kid. I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, let me see if I really can sing. I went across the street to one of my people's house, and there was girls over there. So I started singing. The rest is history.
Yes, sir. And that's how you do it.
That's my roots.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I always thought that I wanted to be an artist as a young man because I wanted to follow in the footsteps of my brother. Before my brother moved, he left Men at Large and ended up moving to Detroit. This was back in 95, I believe it was. But before he left, he introduced me to some producers. Well, some local producers from here called Instructor. wanted to work with my brother. They heard he had left Men at Large and he wanted to do some gospel stuff. And so he took me to the house with them cats. And their production was like something I had never heard before in Cleveland. Their production sounded industry standard back then. It sounded professional. That's what I was called it then. Like they different. So they introduced me to them and whatever. And then my brother moved to Detroit. So I got in contact with them cats like, yo, let me come over and work with y'all or whatever. I'm like, let's work. And ended up, I went over there with the cats and I ended up singing a song that I had written. It was a ballad. And when I got finished singing it, they was like, Jay, who wrote that? Because I wasn't Jayshawn then, I was just Sean. They was like, Sean, who wrote that? I said, me. Now fire up the equipment, let's do the track, let me sing it, and then let's go get a deal so I can get out the hood. They were like, no, seriously, who wrote that? I was like, me. Now, mind you now, I'm 15 years old, and they looking at me like, man, are you sure you did that song? Because we don't want to take nobody. So I said, yo, bro, I did the song. Why y'all keep tripping? They said, bro, if you wrote that song, you need to be a songwriter. And I was like, why? And they said, because the songwriters and the producers are the people that make the bread. And at that time, they had given me examples like Diane Warren, Rodney Jerkins, Kenny Babyface Edmonds. And I was like, oh, okay. So I just decided then I'll be a songwriter.
Yes, sir.
It was just like that.
Back then is when I wrote my first placement. I wrote my first placement around 19 years old, and it was a song called "Stay Strong," and I wrote it for an artist. We originally wrote it just to have a good song. Me and my homies Marlon Coles and Amar Russell, that production team ended up making us a writing team, and so we started calling ourselves Mind Blend. And so the homies, I was late to a session. I finally got there, and they started singing a verse. They started singing this verse. It said, alone without, I'm in the wrong key. It don't matter. Alone without a helping hand, to raise a child without a man. The rent is due, but money's low. The landlord said you gotta go. In your bed, you lay and cry, with no one there to dry your eyes. Wondering what you can do. Maybe this will see you through. They had all that, but they didn't have a hook. When I got there, I said, sing it again. And then all of a sudden I came up with a hook. Tomorrow's a better day. If you open your heart, love will find a way. When you feel you can't go on, keep your head up and stay strong. Tomorrow's a better day. If you open your heart, love will find a way. When you feel you can't go on, keep your head up and stay strong. So when we took that song to the big homies, because the big homies, Christopher, they had just signed an EMI publishing deal for a nice amount of money. Like I think they gave them like $300,000 up front. The deal was worth like almost $1 million, enough for them to get a nice spot in the flats, build out a studio and all that. It was cold, so we went down there. We sang that for them. They got right up and was like, "That's a smash. Let me do this. Let's do this music." We recorded it. Me and Marlon, we recorded the song. Jimmy Cozier heard it. I don't know if y'all remember Jimmy Cozier. Sometimes I love her.
Yeah.
Sometimes I love her now. I'm letting her go. He heard that record. He wanted it. So he recorded it. And it was released on J Records in 2001 when I had just turned 21. That was my first placement.
Yes, sir.
First major placement.
And that's cool. That's awesome. And then as you were singing the song, I kind of thought of the question like as far as like vocal syncopation or rhymes or whatever. Like what would you say are some things that you kind of seek out and like scope out and put together, as you write a song or as you think of words to put together? What are some things that you're thinking about?
Concept, man. Like, so it really, what dictates that for me is the track. The track dictates that for me, man. If I get a mean track, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to feel my way through it and see what fits, what melodies fits, what syncopations fits, what, you know what I'm saying? What I try not to do is get in the way of the track, right? the track is already made, so I try to be like an added instrument to it, right? So it gotta feel good. So I make sure it feels good first, and like then I come up with a concept. But again, the track dictates that. Now, me writing something from the top of my dome, I don't do that very much no more because I've gotten into practice. It has become a sport for me to write into a track. That's what I
Hmm.
learned from Christopher. Write to a track, write to this, write to that. That is my sport. That's what I do. Coming off the top of the dome, sometimes God will give me something and I record it, but I ain't never like finished. I think um, Sanctuary probably was the last thing I wrote like that. Sanctuary. I did a record for Cleveland Rap called Sanctuary, featuring JoJo. What's JoJo's last name, y'all?
Which
JoJo from
JoJo?
PJ Morton's artist.
The
Yeah.
guy JoJo?
Okay, so yeah, that ain't JoJo, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's lots of JoJos. And one of the JoJos I'm thinking about is a woman that she's
So
white, but I'm like, she's not with him. But then I do know the guy JoJo,
yeah,
but I don't know his
so this
last name.
no, this JoJo, not JoJo. It don't matter. But yeah, I don't. I write the the track dictates what I do next.
I see.
So has there ever been any like tension with the writing? Like when you're writing for someone and they're like, no, I don't like that, but you like kind of push for it? Or has there ever been a time where the tension really just led to something really great?
Let me see. So
Hmm.
Gene Moore,
Mm.
who I love to death, that's my guy. I did a record for him called Beautiful, featuring India Ari. And he was like, Jay, man, just save me the bridge, man. I was like, cool. You got it, big dog. So he did a bridge. And I was like, yeah, Gene, okay, bro. That's cool. He said, Jay, that ain't it, bro. He said, you go ahead and write the bridge. I've I've never like, yeah, like especially if I'm in with the artist, if I'm in with the artist, I'ma always come up with something that they say like we're gonna have a conversation. Let's just talk. What we doing, man? We talking about the news. We talking about this and that and the other. And somebody could say something like, "I thought that man, you know what, man? I thought she was it, man. I thought I thought the red flash was really hard, bro." Then I would be like, "Oh, really? That's a record. Let's go get that." So I'm gonna make sure the artist, most of the songs that I do that get placed, they already like them as is. Um,
Mm.
Hmm.
I may have to take out a cuss word or two because of the artist, but no, ain't nobody really like fought me on records because they like the record as is most of the time. I can't really say it's been tension between me and an artist. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I will say this though. Oh yeah, this pissed me off. I'm gonna say this. My one homie, I ain't gonna even say his name. He put an artist on his record, and he put an artist on the record on the second verse, and my second verses are always by design better than the first verses. I make sure that they're better lyrically and just more dope, right? So he put this gospel artist on this record because he just had to have him on his record and let this nigga write. And the the verse he wrote was just so generic. It was so churchy, and I hate churchy writing when I'm writing like inspirational gospel stuff.
Hmm.
I don't like churchy sayings no more. Let's say something else. I did a record called Joy for my man Aaron Battle, and the verse says, "Check ain't hit yet, bills is piling, everybody's on my nerves, right? Uh,
Mm.
family's tripping, we about to argue, put my phone on do not disturb." Uh,
Bars.
what else? What's the next line? Uh, uh, it doesn't matter. I don't like regular joints. No.
Right.
Mhm. Stuck in traffic,
Understood.
forgot my wallet, anxiety is kicking in. That's the next line. Stuck in traffic, forgot my wallet, anxiety's kicking in. And why you telling all my business? You supposed to be my friend. But
Hmm.
all that don't
Mm.
matter because it really ain't that deep. Because of who I serve and how he's been there for me. Even when I'm going through a season of destroy, it don't matter. It won't never break me down because I got joy. Yeah, they made the regular gospel lyrics you hear. So
Right.
Okay.
So as far as like the come on everybody, come on praise the Lord, that kind of stuff, like you just spice it up.
I'm cool. Let's talk
Right.
about what people talk about today.
Exactly.
You know,
Period.
yeah.
So the one song that I found out that you wrote that I had no idea, I was listening to it back when I was in high school, but most recently found out that you wrote it because you put it on your story. That's Why by Fred Hammond. That's why I love you. That's one of my favorite songs. I mean, just because of the See,
You better sing. Shit. Sing, ass.
you crazy, man. Hey. Man, hey, listen, don't gas me up because I've actually been like with my band Audacity for Sale. I've been singing out more.
You've been on your Josh Stokes shit.
I'm gonna tell the homies in your band. I'm gonna tell the homies in your band. No Audacity. Hey, give him a mic. Give him a mic. Stop playing with
Gotcha.
Stop playing with me. So here's what's crazy. I was living in Philadelphia at the time. I was working with Carvin and Ivan, who are the geniuses behind all the Music Soul Child's hits. Just Friends, Don't Change, Half Crazy, Carvin and Ivan, Love, Carvin and Ivan. I was living up there, and I ended up writing that song was an R&B song first, bro. That song,
I could tell,
and it was That's Why I Love You. And Fred just was doing an album called Something About Love, and he took it and made it a song to God.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
and that's dope, man. Like and then with Fred Hammond being the Prince of Praise and Worship, just for him to kind of go left field and make it more acoustic soul album, and then with that song going, and
Fred is an R&B nigga anyway.
And to be truthful, honestly.
So yeah, that, and then another song, Stop and Go, Faith Evans.
If you want to. That was I'm gonna be all the way honest about that. That was written by my man Carvin Higgins, who I was just telling you. I was working with him and Carvin and Ivan. Look him up, Carvin Higgins. You're gonna see his discography and be like, whoa. He's the guy that really grew me up as a songwriter. He grew me up. I was living in Philadelphia. I didn't write that record. I demoed the record, and Carvin gave me credit on there. He gave me a percentage on there because, Carvin wasn't a singer. So basically, I did write it. I wrote the melodies per se, but he had already had the demo down. I just cleaned it up, and he gave me like 10%, 15% on that record, something like that. A nice generous portion for what I did.
Word, that's cool. Oh, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Then I see you got the plaque behind you too, with the Mario "Like Me Real Hard."
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now that record, me and Carvin co-wrote this. We co-wrote that together. Carvin had me digging deep in my bag when I was like 22, 23 years old, and he was like, "Man, I got a concept, man. I came up with it while I was in the bathroom." He said, "Man, you don't gotta love me, just like me real hard." I said, "Let's go, let's do it." If you listen to the record, you'll hear Young Jayshawn all over them backgrounds, man.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Oh yeah. Yes, sir. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I can name some more, but you got any KP that you want to ask him about?
Definitely the R. Kelly song. What is the Same Girl, R. Kelly and Usher? How'd that happen?
Yeah, same girl. So the year's 2006 or 2005, one of them. And I was down in Atlanta. I was living in Atlanta this time. I lived in Philly, Atlanta, LA. I was living in Atlanta at this time, and I was working with my man Lil Ronnie. Lil Ronnie is the guy that did. Well, anyway, I'll go back. I'm going ahead of myself. I'm working with Lil Ronnie on this group called Nephew in Atlanta. Nephew was signed to Jazzy Faye's imprint label over at Capitol Records, Show Enough. And R. Kelly had just dropped Trapped in a Closet, and we watched it and we
Yes.
were amazed. Just so you all know, R. Kelly is the greatest songwriter to me. Okay, to me, he's one. Stevie Wonder's 1A. He's like right under him. It's like Kobe and Jordan, right?
Right.
So, and the only reason why I give R. Kelly the edge is because of the sex records. That's the only reason why.
They don't get better.
Because R. Kelly could write this, I Believe I Can Fly. Then he could write Feeling on Your Booty. I can't sleep, babe.
And
then he
do
could write,
that fun ad lib at the
I'm a
end.
tear it up. Do all that stuff. R. Kelly's the greatest songwriter of all time. Okay? All right, now, the greatest R&B. He's one of the greatest songwriters of all time. But to me, in my lane, he's the greatest. All right? Now, with that being said, we were amazed by Trapped in the Closet. And me and Ronnie, we had already recorded some records on Nephew. 4 guys, they all could sing. Yeah. And we were playing Madden one day. And I looked over at Ronnie and I said, same girl. He said, what? I said, same girl, bro. I said, let's take 2 or 3 dudes in the group and write a record about them being with the same girl. Ronnie immediately put the joystick down and said, we to the studio. At that time, we was working at Evander Holyfield's studio in a house that Evander Holyfield owned. Nigga, we out. He called the engineer, say, yo, we to the studio. Jayshawn just came up with a crazy concept for the boys. Let's do it. What's crazy is while they were making that track that y'all hear today, I could not stay woke to save my life. Because what I would do is I would sit up and write. I'm writing because we're going to get in the booth. I could not. Why was I so tired, Lord? That's all right. Ronnie burned the CD for me. I sat at the dining room table at Ronnie's house with a CD player. And I started literally writing the conversation of Saying Girl. The first verse that you all hear in the hook is me. R. Kelly changed this. Well, okay, let's keep going about the story. So the guys cut the song as is. Their label didn't want to pay for the record. They was like, they didn't, and we knew it was a smash. So when they didn't take the record, let's fast forward up to 2007, beginning of 2007. R. Kelly was on a song that was originally Bow Wow's. He was on a song called Flirt. And Lil Ronnie produced Flirt. However, when Columbia released the record, he made Flirt the last song on the album. And then they didn't even give R. Kelly his feature credit. So R. Kelly said, oh, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm finna make it a single. And I'm not going to put Bow Wow on that bitch. That nigga, y'all remember Flirt? Flirt
Of course.
was huge.
Yes.
It was huge. And so R. Kelly's like, he asked Lil Ronnie, you got anything else for me? Because we tried to get this song on Tyrese and Joe first, after the boys. Jive said this song too big for him. Who says that?
Right.
But they were right. Lil Ronnie played Same Girl for R. Kelly. R. Kelly said, yeah. Only nigga I could do this with is Usher. Usher heard it. Now, R. Kelly changed my second verse, and he changed my bridge. But that first verse and that hook is all Jayshawn Champion.
Yes, sir.
And for me to have written a song for the GOAT, I said this on social media the other day, and I've always had a problem with being humble. But man, I am one of the GOATs for that alone. I put the two biggest R&B forces in. That was like the equivalent of Martin and Will on Bad Boys.
Yes.
Music form. You know what I'm saying? So I put that together, man, and I'm so thankful, and I'm blessed that like these kids today, they know that song, and you weren't even born. They know that song. It's a TikTok song to these kids. Like I've seen so many new reiterations and guys just. I'm like, yo, this is crazy, man. That I wrote that, and yeah, man, R. Kelly, man, yeah. Hey, man, I hope with R. Kelly, if you ever hear this, bro, praying for you, man. Praying for you, brother.
Yes, sir.
So with
that's how that came about.
Okay, that's super incredible. And with that, is there a song that you've written that you feel like didn't get the recognition you thought it deserved?
There was this record I did on Jay Holiday called Fall,
Jay Holiday. Ooh.
and
Mhm.
and and it was a great record on him. It was a really really good record, but Capitol dropped the ball. It was so good that Capitol got Fabulous to get on that record with him,
Wow.
and we was for
Wow.
like a month or so. They was trying to pump it. Capitol was moving on. They had changed regimes, and when you change regimes in the building, if you're not a Beyonce or a Michael Jackson or Bruno Mars, we could care less about you. And
Mm.
they didn't give Jay Holiday no more gas behind him. So that one put me in a state of depression because I also wrote some records for a kid named Ernie Gaines around that same time, and we had wrote me and my guys, my guy Jay Kitts, myself, a producer named Young Lord. We all wrote some cold ass records on this guy named Ernie Gaines. When you get off of here, Ashton, KP, when y'all get off of here, go check out Ernie Gaines. So sorry. It's a record that I did for this guy named Ernie Gaines. And when when Funk Master Flex, this happened for real. Funk Master Flex had played it. New York was going crazy. He dropped about 100 bombs on it. And back then, when Funk Master Flex do that on the radio, you out of
Mm-hmm.
there. The homie was getting phone calls. Diddy called him. God bless you, Diddy. Diddy called him because Young Lord he was the youngest member of the Hitmen. Diddy called him like, yo, I see you got something, baby. Like, what's up? What we doing? Sylvia Rome wanted to sign the kid, Ernie Gaines. She was about to sign him because of that record. And we had done so much great records on this guy. I knew that my life was about to change because of the situation. And once all that started happening, he started making some noise up in New York, and Sylvia Rome wanted to sign him. Here come out the woodworks a manager that's like, yeah, man. So what's up? I manage him. And so then it just turned into a dick swinging contest, and then it just didn't happen. Sylvia was ready to do the deal, but she had a choice between Ernie Gaines and this kid named Drake. She
Hmm.
chose Drake because Ernie Gaines was on some bullshit. Ernie Gaines, the whole situation was some bullshit. So that sent me
That's
in a state of depression. With that happening, and then the Jay Holiday single not doing what it was supposed to do because it was a great record. It's called Fall. If y'all ever get a chance, it was on his Round 2 album. Y'all get a chance, please listen to that record. And that sent me in a state of depression. Then I moved to LA and started with doing records. Then I got the Marion placement out there, and all kinds of stuff, man. So my life been filled with a whole bunch of ups and downs in
A
the music industry.
movie.
all right for sure. Yeah. So I think another thing that I wanted to talk about, I guess, and other people have said this as well. I think during the pandemic, all the TikToks and everything that you were making, then my favorite, I'm going to the kitchen, to the living room and back. That, oh my lord, that junk, that.
Ashton, I want you to sing. I want you to keep singing, my nigga. Sing, Ashton. Stop playing with the people. Stop playing with the people and sing.
And like
Yeah,
I
man.
said, man,
I did that record. I did that record during the pandemic. There was this new app that Apple had called Voicey,
yes.
and it had blown up during the
Mm-hmm.
pandemic.
Blown
And
up.
I literally had mastered that thing, and I was giving people 1 minute songs. Cass was like, Jesus, Jay. So yeah, that was one of my favorites too. Going to the kitchen, a lot of I mean, I got Boys to Men. I think I believe who else was hollering at me about that record. Kayla gave me kudos. It was a bunch of people, man, bunch of folks, artists. I forgot that was 6 years ago,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, man.
What I would have wished was that to be an entire song. Yeah, I wish that would have been an entire
I
song. Like that
wanted
would
to
have.
do it with the producer, man, but the producer never got back with me, man. Matter of fact, what's
Oh,
crazy is my new single, do for me. What's my song called?
do for me
Oh, that's what you do.
or
What you
what
do,
you do.
whatever.
Yeah. Hmm.
I met that producer on TikTok. Yeah, I met that producer. I
Oh,
mean, not on TikTok, on Voicey, because I was doing
okay.
stuff to his tracks and all his loops. Because Boise was just a bunch of loops from producers, and you could
Okay.
write to it and sing to it and all that type of stuff. But his loops were musical. They were just dope. And if you hear that what you do, you'll hear his musicality on there. Like,
Yes,
and that's
sir.
why just raw, man. That's all.
Gotcha.
I say,
Okay, yeah. So, with all your writing credits and everything that you've done behind the scenes, I was very delighted to see when you came out with the WRYTER album. If I Were an Artist, that's one of my favorite albums, bruh. And I'm not just saying that because, but yeah,
thank
Do
you,
not
bro.
get me started. My
uh,
God.
Thank you.
yeah, the opening track of
Thank
"What
you so
About
much.
Me." I'm like, yes, this is killing, man.
Yeah, we gotta
Thank
talk
you,
about
man.
it.
What's crazy is, okay, what, you want to talk about What About Me or just talk about the project at all?
You can talk about the project because that entire project
Okay.
is fire.
Okay. So I did that project. That project is basically a lot of songs that I didn't get placed. The only two songs on that album that I wrote for myself are actually three songs. The only three songs on there that I wrote for myself, look at you, was What About Me? Um, what's the other? You won the title.
Oh, title, yeah.
One.
Wrote that for me. That was actually a Voicey first, and I
Oh,
turned that into a real song. And
okay.
then Give Me Some You. That wrote that for me. Give Me
Yes,
Some You. I
sir.
wrote that for me.
I'm about to
The
take
other
these
songs were
headphones
just
off and go run.
demos that I just never got placed.
Mm.
And so I asked Sam, God rest my nigga. I asked Sam. I said, Sam. I said, you see all these kids coming out in R&B these days with these regular, like not regular names like Division and SZA and people like that. I said, Sam, give me a name. And all right, it didn't take him long at all. He said, call yourself Writer. He said, spell it WRYTER. And
Yes,
I was
sir.
like, nigga, that's sick. I said, I love it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
cold. He said, call yourself Writer. I said, love it. That's it. So that's when I came out with that and the whole concept of if I was an artist, and even down to the picture, the artwork, it was
I was about to
all
say
that was
that artwork is
all that was from me,
mad
bro. I
neat.
wanted,
Well, how did that come about?
yeah. So I just wanted to shock the people into listening. I wanted to make people laugh because I knew people was gonna laugh at it. I knew people was gonna laugh at it, and they did. But I've seen comments like, "Oh my God, what's this?" And niggas was like, yeah, I thought this was a joke at first, but when I listened to the music, I was like, whoa, no, this nigga for real dope. So it was
Mhm.
basically to shock people into listening. That's it. That's
I
it.
see.
Like I wanted, yeah, that's it. And it
Mm.
was a little sarcasm, I'm fat, whatever. Yeah, that's cool, but I'm gonna be like here, like I'm gonna be on here like I'm Trey Songz. Get this body, get this body.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh,
So, who's your favorite person
yeah.
that you've collabed with, like as an artist?
As an artist,
Mm-hmm.
who is my favorite as an artist? Who have I don't have many. Well, I will say this, and this is about, you know, I just did a record with my woman,
Mm-hmm.
and that was pretty fun. That was pretty fun. It's gonna be a single soon, and I'm gonna tell all her business because it's her record. She wrote the record. I didn't write it.
oh, that's dope.
She wrote the motherfucker, and it was nice. It was a really, really good record, man. It's gonna be pretty dope.
Ah.
That was fun. But then my favorite as an artist, her, because that's like as a solo artist, this is the only time I've collabed with somebody.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Like we know you.
My little homie Dave Love. I love Dave
Mm.
Love. Y'all got to get hip to Dave Love. That's my nigga.
Yeah, he's on what? You won.
Yeah, yep, yep. That's my little homie, man. Shout out to Dave Love. Cold
Yeah.
rapper, singer, writer. Cold
Yes, sir.
father, good dude. You see, he had me laughing about he beat a dude's ass before. Because he just beat his ass because he was messing with a girl, and I just like to tell that story. So I hope Dave watch this. I'm gonna tell him like at this time I talked about how you beat that dude's ass. when you went up to the job and said, I'm gonna beat your ass every day until I'm tired. I was like, yo, hey, love. I'm sorry, y'all. I like those gangsters. I like gangsters like that. You feel me?
So, what's it like working with Eric Roberson? Like, it seems like y'all have like an amazing brotherhood outside of just like
Oh
work
shit!
music, your music
Damn.
relationship.
She said, my bad. I forgot about Eric KP. My bad. Eric.
We're here to remind you
God
of the
damn it, it's
things.
still Anitra. How about that? It's still Anitra.
I'm
Now
like,
what?
didn't you just come out with
Eric could go
like
to hell.
multiple songs?
Eric could go to hell.
Say
Only
just fuck
damn Eric.
Eric.
He'll understand why I say Anitra. He can't do what Anitra do. Huh? Anyway, no. Eric, that was
Ashton, you
you
a
crazy.
fool,
Y'all
nigga.
crazy. It's funny, it's the delay. It's
All
the
right.
delay for me. It's the delay for me. Y'all crazy.
All right.
So basically that was pretty cool working with Eric because I've been knowing Eric since I was 20 years old. Been knowing him since I was 20 years old. When I first moved up to New Jersey with that production company I was telling y'all about, Rushmore, Eric was the first writer that I wrote that had major placements. He had a placement on Carl Thomas and he had a placement on 112. And he had already written, Eric had already had written Merry Go Round for Music Soul Child. We had never heard it at that time. But, I'm a young nigga and I'm like, Eric, man, what's some advice? And I used to be a little firecracker, y'all. I got kicked out. Let me tell you a story. I got kicked out of Sugar Hill Studios because I called the producer a bitch. And I'm sorry, Matlock. If you out there, man, please, I was young, bro. I love you, man. You're not a bitch.
All of these.
So he was. I got to tell you all this stuff about me because, like, come on, man. Like,
I'm crying.
and so I met Eric then, and then I never forget the day we was over there having some Chinese food because it was this Chinese food restaurant that made good chicken and rice, and we ordered this every day. It was like a $7-8 special. When they delivered, it was $10. It was like 5 chicken wings and rice. Mean. So we all got that, and we like, Eric, you want something? He like, no, I'm cool. I'm on a diet. I'm watching my carb intake. And we like, why? He's like, I'm about to be an artist. He was like, oh, okay. So we like, what label you gonna sign to? What you trying to get signed to? He's like, I'm gonna just do it myself. I'm gonna do independent. And back then, independent was a foreign language to us. Where everybody was getting deals. It was about getting record deals and publishing deals. So we was like, all right, cool. You're gonna do it independent. And we see today that he is the king of independent soul. The king, the man. We had lost touch after I left Jersey, but then he came to Cleveland a couple of times for some shows down at Take 5. You remember Take 5, Ashton?
Yes, sir.
And I went to see him. I got in contact with him, and I'm like, yo, man, what's going on? He let me come see him at the shows or whatever. And then I dropped the WRYTER album. And Eric was like, yo, man, this is incredible work. He's like, this is incredible work. You're dope. More time passed, and he would still come to Cleveland. I would go to his shows and go see the big homie. But then he hit me one day, the top of this year. It was more like March or something like that. He was like, yo, man, I'm doing my album, man, and I want you to sing on this hook for me. And then there's another record that I want you to I want you to put a pre-hook and I want you to put a verse on it. I want to feature you. And I was like, man, you bullshit. He was like, no, seriously, I want to feature you on both songs. And I said, okay. I said, send it to me. He sent me Over You, Under You. And I knew as soon as I heard Over You, Under You, I heard me singing it, just like he heard me singing it. He said, man, I know your vocals is going to cut through your style. And it damn sure did. Because when I heard it, I thought, yeah, I'm about to kill this shit. And I did. And then the Trust and Love, I was driving back from Toledo, writing that, just coming home from seeing Anitra. And I was writing that, and when I have time to write, I put the right words together, right, and it was just pretty cool. And so when I went laid it and I sent it to him, both of them, he called me, and was like, bro, this is flawless, man, flawless. I said, cool. And he called me in May and was like, yo, I want to get you up here to shoot the videos. And I'm like, shoot the videos? Like, what's going on? Like, this guy is, he's really about to shoot some videos. And when I got to when we got to Philly, we flew into Philly, and Demo came and got me and Nee from the airport, and we went to the studio place, what you call them places where you shoot videos at? Whatever. I think I'm getting too old. What you call that place?
Like a set?
Like sets, but they call them something else. Well, anyway, we shot those 2 videos. Had a lot of. Well, I was supposed to be on Over You Under You, but the wardrobe malfunction wasn't right. I should have been in. You seen how clean Eric and Najee was in the video. I should have been clean like that, but Eric didn't. He didn't know. He was like, "Yeah, man, I should have told you to put this on." What I wore in Trust and Love is what I should have wore for Over You Under You, but I didn't. So I just rolled with the punches. And yeah, man, the rest is history. I was trying to make it down to Atlanta to do those 2 shows, do a couple shows with him at the Atlanta City Winery, but I don't think that's gonna happen right now. So yeah, man, it's been pretty cool, man. It's been really, really cool with those records for him. So I'm gonna still say it. Anitra's my favorite one to artist to collab with, but I'm very, very grateful, very extremely grateful to Eric Roberson for that, for sharing his platform with me. A lot of people have come and they like, yo, yeah, a lot of blogs and all that stuff coming to holler at me, and it's pretty cool, man. Yeah.
Gotcha. For sure. And so, aside from all the industry work you've done, I see that you recently taken on, I guess, as a music teacher or choir director with a group of students I've been seeing.
You got to tell my business, bro. I'm just playing. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm at a high school called Lutheran East here in Cleveland. I am their what do they call me? Their vocal something instructor. Their vocal activities instructor.
Mhm.
That's what I am. That's what they call me on the website. But I am indeed their gospel choir director.
Gotcha.
And that has been a cool experience. This is my 2nd year there, and I am on autopilot. My 1st year, I was all over the place. Emotionally, I didn't know what I was doing. Really, because my whole education been with kindergartners up to 8th graders. But when you're dealing with high schoolers, it's a whole nother ball game, bro.
Oh yeah.
Whole other ball game. So this year has been incredible so far. Yeah, because I had to I was replacing somebody who was I was replacing somebody who had been there for 6 years, and it was hard to when kids are used to something, when they're used to a certain way of doing things, that's
Yep.
what they used to. So they looking at me like, who this fat nigga? You ain't doing it like Turner did it, so this ain't it. I was stuck with 300 kids like that. But this year, it is now champions. It's my
Yes, sir.
grounds, and I'm walking like that. And it's a beautiful thing, man.
Oh yeah. Awesome. Uh,
Talk about the new music.
Yes.
We've seen like you have a new album coming out, some singles. Let's hear about that.
Yeah. Working on in 2024, I was going through a divorce, and I made an album called Happy Overversary. And while I was going through all those emotions, I made music. And the first single off of that album is Accountability. And it is a moment. It's a man looking inside the mirror. That's all. It's a man looking inside the mirror. Divorce is hard on everybody, but it is very hard on a man. Why? Because I know that because I went through it. Your pride, your ego, everything is hurt. You feel me? I look at dudes at the gas station. I was looking at dudes at the gas station like, is that the nigga hitting her? Like, stuff that I shouldn't even be thinking about. In retrospect, like that doesn't that shit shouldn't even have mattered to me then. What should have mattered was getting myself together. Period. Point blank. But some men don't even make it out. They'll never make it out. So that album is a very transparent album, and I battled with putting the record out, but I feel like I'm gonna be able to help a lot of men with this album. A lot of
For
men.
sure.
Yeah.
It reminds me of
So
one of my favorite albums, Hear My Dear by Marvin Gaye.
yeah, Marvin Gaye. Yeah. Hear My Dear. He made that album because he had to make that album for that woman,
Exactly.
and so that's why he called it
Absolutely.
Hear My Dear. And that was a
And
good
he put
album.
it all in that
Great
album.
album.
It's my favorite outside of
Bro
I'm With
did.
You. But he put it all
Yeah,
out there in such a
I
masterful
don't think
way.
that I was. Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't say that my album is Hear My Dear, but it's just some records. It's just some records that I wrote when I was feeling some kind of way. That's all. That's all. It's definitely not Hear My Dear, but it's some records. Somebody can be like, oh, okay, I like this record. I like that record. Damn, Jay, that's what happened. Yeah. So
Gotcha.
Love that.
it is what it is, man.
Do we have any release dates?
Oh, not yet. On the release date. On the release date. I'm just gonna release it because I gotta shoot a video. And then once I'm gonna release the record with the video at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna release the record
So
with the
you're
video at
releasing
the same time.
accountability with the video
Currently,
or the whole entire album?
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
No, the video for accountability with the single accountability.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yes, ma'am. So, what I wanted to ask you
Yeah.
real quick is the belligerence of oneself can not only give you tranquilities through Cleveland Brownisms, but it can also mirror defecations of headphones through coffee mugs that can not only give you picture frames through darkness, but ceiling fans and salt and pepper seasonings. Can you explain that?
All right. So I guess as we form the constellation of the Big Dipper while dancing with the stars, right? I guess it would speak more to the intergalactical pollen that grows through the concrete of our fire hydrants, if you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
just as you see green lights in my background, I feel so blue. Come on, somebody. So
Okay. Acrylics can robotically conform to echoes and raise layouts to the type of riversides that companies cannot blanket over their torsos, but give blind estimations of equations through tax brackets.
yes, right. But aside from that, you know the saying where there's a will, there's a pharaoh.
There's
So
where there's a will, there's a pharaoh.
yes.
Oh my
That just
God,
took me out.
today.
So
You know what? That right there, that's so deep. We just gonna end it right there, bro.
yes.
That's it, bro. Saying a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
You're seeing it live right here.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Good stuff, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, between him,
Thank y'all so much.
yes, between him, John Stevens, and I think Jessica Ellis, they were like they were killing me with all the ones that they kept putting out during that time.
John Stevens is the king.
Yes,
John
he is.
Stevens is the king of that. Like, ain't nobody see him. Mm-mm.
Man, crazy.
So I see y'all had Doobie on here.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's my baby. Love me some Doobie. That's my homie.
Doobie?
Yes, that's my baby. I love
Doobie so
Doobie.
cold. You know what I enjoyed? I enjoyed our collaboration too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, cheat code. Yeah,
That was a cool record.
y'all did do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
I enjoyed
Yeah,
that too. Still
I
ain't
was.
Anitra. God bless you.
Yeah, a few things. Well, I kind of already know this, and by all means, you can put yourself in this because you already mentioned that you were the GOAT, but you're Mount Rushmore of songwriters. And again, feel free to include yourself in that because,
R. Kelly,
mhm.
R. Kelly, Stevie Wonder. I'm not on their level. I am a GOAT. I'm not them.
Hmm.
R. Kelly, Stevie Wonder, Rod Temperton,
Hmm.
Diane Warren.
Oh, check that out. Check that out. Yeah, that's a
Diane
tough
Warren.
list. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. And then
It's a tough
and then
list. I'm
hmm,
missing somebody though, but you're gonna only have four. And off the rip is R. Kelly, Stevie Wonder, Rod Temperton, Diane Warren.
gotcha,
Yeah.
cool.
Although Prince and Jam and Lewis, man, damn. Like Mount Rushmore songwriter should have 10 heads.
Yeah,
No, I just four.
I got you.
But when you go back and listen to all that Jam and Lewis stuff from the 80s and the 90s, wasn't nobody doing it like them. They were producing
Not
and
at
writing
all.
those records. They were incredible. Jam and Lewis was.
Yes.
But then you got Gamble and Huff. Like it's a lot of people, bro.
It's
It's
a
a lot of
lot.
people.
The soundtrack to your life. So, what would you say? Oh, I need at least 5 songs that throughout your life have resonated with you through your life's journey in music or just life, period. Like,
Billie Jean, that whole Thriller album. That's one. These three words by Stevie Wonder.
hmm,
Um, Stay the Night by Men at Large. That was on their first album.
yes,
Um, Let's Talk About It by Men at Large. That was their second album. And what else? What else will be soundtrack of my life?
I mean, you can name more than 5.
You remind me of my Jeep. You remind me.
Yes,
I didn't know that I was being prepared for songwriting then. I didn't know that, but it was literally, I was enamored by R. Kelly said, "You remind me of my Jeep. I want to ride it." I was like, that's hard.
oh
That's
yeah,
dope.
I like my sound.
But that right there, I didn't know it was making me. And then Take Six first album, the
yeah,
completed
yes,
album,
sir.
that had
Come
me in a
on.
chokehold. That had me in a chokehold at 8 years old. I was 8 years old listening to this, bro. I I listened to that album so much, that tape so much, till I worked it backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards.
Hmm,
Again, something that I didn't know was shaping me for my future. I had no
for
clue.
sure.
I just liked it. Where all my counterparts, my classmates, was listening to NWA and shit they ain't had no business listening to. I was listening to Take Six.
Yes, sir. Man.
Take
Yeah,
six
man.
always up there. Come
Yeah,
on, somebody. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
I
man.
know one time I posted I think it was when they performed on Sunday Night Music and they sang Gold Mine from their first album. And then I know you reached out to me about it and I'm like, well, thanks a lot, man. You're taking me back to a special time in my life. I'm like, oh yeah, because that particular
Man,
one.
that and one, one more, breaking my Pretty Brown Eyes, Breaking My Heart by Mint Condition.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Then
That's
I gotta
good.
throw some hip hop in there. We got the Jazz Scenario by
Yeah. Tribe Called Quest.
by Tribe Called Quest and The Chronic. That
Hmm.
album,
Oh,
soundtrack to my life. Like I wasn't listening to rap until I had discovered Tribe Called Quest and the Chronic album and Doggy Style by Snoop.
hmm,
Had never wasn't really into it, but I knew that music was good and I loved it. I'm like, yo, this is ridiculous. Who is Tribe Called Quest? Who is Busta Rhymes? Jesus, you know,
yeah. Leaders of
soundtrack
the
to my
new
life.
school.
Yep. That's why to this day, Jay Dilla is definitely one of the greatest of all time, man.
Yes.
To me, Jay Dill Siski. You
Hmm.
feel me?
Man, I
Yes,
feel
sir.
like almost every
So
person we interview is Jay Dilla. They're gonna give him his credit, because that's how you know we got great people on here. Cause
Oh
I
yeah,
promise
definitely.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
this was great.
Oh yeah, this was too much fun, man. It's always good to have people that we know personally, that we've been working with and just following on the show. So man, this was great, man. I'm glad we actually got to do this and to have you on the show, man.
Yes, thank you so much.
I appreciate y'all so much, man. Y'all get a chance, man. Go listen to the early game. So sorry and sick of or whatever it is. Yeah, listen to that stuff, man. And again, man, y'all are doing a great thing. Keep climbing, and let's do it again sometime next year.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we definitely got to have you back. That's a definite, for sure. All right, so this has been another episode of the Invehement Company Music Podcast, the show made by music enthusiasts.
For music enthusiasts.
That's right. Jay, man, help us wave goodbye to everybody.
Thank y'all for watching.
All right.